you an interview.
How much does it cost?
As a joke.
You're
Take it
so.
It's an impertinent question.
Should we begin?
You should. Good idea.
What was your first bike?
What was my first bike?
Yes.
Or did you ever have a first bike?
I had a first bike, but I'm puzzled by you asking what was it? What was the name of it, or what size was it? What do you mean by what was it?
What was the name of the company who made it?
I don't recall.
What kind of bike was it?
Oh.
What did it look like, maybe?
It was a regular bicycle, just two wheels, and I think it had a little thing that went ding and ding ding on the handlebars.
What color was this bicycle?
I don't recall. It could have been blue, but I'm not sure.
How many speeds did it have?
One. Bicycles way back then had just a sprocket and one speed. If you wanted to go faster, you pedal faster, and slower, you pedal slower.
Oh,
There was no kind of speed change mechanism at all.
interesting.
Do you remember when you got it, or how you got it, or how old you were when you got it?
No to all of those. I
No?
don't recall. It's a little
Okay.
bit far back.
Was it a big deal when you got your first bike?
It was a big deal. It was, yes. There were very few bikes in Bordelonville. Very few children had bikes.
Did your mom get it to show you off a little bit, like she did with other stuff?
I don't know if she got it or how we came about getting it,
Okay.
but I remember a playmate by the name of G.D. DeSalle.
Mm-hmm.
He came to see it, and I had not learned to ride it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he got on it and started riding it. And I said, he's quicker to learn than I am.
Yeah.
So I got on and started riding too.
That kind
This
of made you
gave
want
me-
to.
Gave me the incentive to
Yeah.
make it go.
Awesome.
I was surprised that he started bicycling sooner
Yeah.
than I did.
Could you ride it on the country roads out there?
I had to, that's all I
Had
had.
to? All right.
A gravel road.
Ugh.
Where were you when you got this bicycle?
The first time I got it, I was probably at home in Bordelonville, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry that my memory for the bike is not very complete.
That is all right.
Thank you. You were very you're very kind.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Second question. What did you do with your free time?
Like when you were a kid.
When you were little, when you were young.
It depends on what age I was at. Some of the things I did around the house was to gather firewood and bring it into the wood box you see out on the patio.
Oh, yeah, the old wood box on the patio.
Huh.
That was
It
on
was
the
actually
back,
for wood once.
that was on the back porch. And my job every afternoon was to bring firewood in and kindling wood. Kindling are the small pieces of wood that you use in starting a fire. So that was one of my jobs.
Did you cut the kindling?
No, it was all cut, ready to use. Another job I had was to go back into the barn and get ears of corn and shuck the ears of corn. Still had the shucks on, shuck them, grind them in a corn grinding machine that took the kernels off of the corn cob, and feed the chickens. I'd go in the backyard and throw corn around for the chickens, and all of the chickens would come and eat.
Wow.
And
You had a corn grinding machine?
it took the kernels off of the corn cob.
That sounds useful. Very
Yes,
useful, huh?
Very useful.
What did you do with the old cobs?
We kept them and had corn cob fights.
There you go, Dean. Ugh.
They were better if you moistened it. The end of the corn cob it was heavier, more like a German potato masher grenade.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mom,
Corn cob
I need to
fights.
tell you something.
Yes. Ah.
And what else did I do? I had different. Oh, I did housework for my mother. I used to dust the furniture. I used to mop the floors. Used to vacuum the rugs. Used to dry the dishes. I used to help with washing on wash day. Monday morning was wash day. And we got up and boiled some water and washed the clothes. We had one tub that had the washboard in it, and that's where the washing occurred. Another tub with clear water to get the soap out of the clothes. And the third tub with the bluing in it. We had blue dye that we put in water to make the white shirts look whiter.
Really?
Keep them from looking
Yellow. Really?
hmm
Bluing dye.
Bluing, they called it.
Huh. That is
And then-
really
and-
interesting. I've never heard of that.
And of course, I hung clothes out on the clothesline outside. We used clothespins, and that was quite a cold job in the wintertime when the wind was blowing. It was near freezing. Your hands got so cold.
It's miserable.
Yes.
Yes.
What games did you play?
I played checkers with people, and we played card games, played boulet with friends. And what else?
Marbles?
Marbles. At one time I played marbles. And we made China ball pop guns. We used to make some sort of gun. It was made out of a bamboo stalk and a piece of wood. It had a long protuberance on it, and you push that, put a China ball in the gun and push it with the, I don't know what you call it, the handpiece, and pop the China ball out. That was like a pistol.
Is a China ball like a gumball from a tree?
It's
Okay.
very small, about this big.
Oh, okay. Like a little pellet.
Uh-huh. And, we sort of did things to amuse ourselves. We'd get some carbide and put a little carbide in a can, put some water in there, and light it, put a hole on top of the can. And with a match, you'd light up the gases that came up. It would blow up and go pow.
Oh, explosives, pyrotechnics.
What is carbide?
Yeah.
Huh?
What is carbide?
Oh, it's used in miners' lamps. It used to be used in miners' lamps before you had electricity. It's
Okay.
a powder that produces an explosive or a gas that will burn if you put water in with it.
Ah,
They had some device whereby the water was metered into the carbide, it was on a lamp, and it burned and provided light.
I did not know
Some
that.
sort of chemical powder.
Wow.
And
It sounds dangerous.
No,
Anyone lose a finger?
we gave it lots of room.
Okay, that's good. Remember Uncle Lauren with his fireworks? Sounds like he would have fit in pretty
Speaking of
well.
dangerous, yeah, fireworks, we use those at Christmas time. I never got hurt by a firecracker though. My brother Quinn got hurt by a rock from something called a torpedo, which is a little ball of explosives with little rocks around it. So if you throw it down on the concrete, it explodes. The rocks.
This was a toy?
This was a toy back then. They were dangerous toys back then.
Man. Wow.
And so on.
And that's what kept him out of the army, wasn't it? Getting his eye hurt
He
because
got
of
in the
that?
army, but he was discharged from the army.
Okay. Because of
A
his
baseball
injured
hit
eye.
the other eye. One eye was a rock from a torpedo. The other eye was a baseball.
Boy.
He was in summer training in 1941, and the glare was getting his eyes and affecting him, so he
Golly.
was given a medical discharge.
Wow.
So those are some of the things we used to do. Oh, if it was cloudy weather or rainy weather, I would read, get a book out and read it. That was a good pastime.
Did you go to the library to get
I
books?
listened to the radio a lot during the day and
Yeah.
at night times too.
What was your favorite show?
Oh, there were several shows that were very good. It's Town Hall Tonight, I think, was a favorite show.
George Burns and Gracie?
Burns and Allen was
Yeah.
a good show. The Bob Hope Show was good.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Crosby Show. Kate Smith was a singer. She had a good program on. Amos and Andy.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Lots of good shows.
Huh.
So in rainy weather, I listened to the radio and read.
Did y'all have a library that you could go to get books? Or?
We had a few books. Some of them were literature books that Quinn had used in college.
Oh, okay.
They had some nice stories in the literature books.
Good for you for reading.
So that's sort of an overview of what I did.
Yeah. All right.
How did you meet Grammy?
Grammy used to come visit her sister Aunt Anna in the summertime. And I used to come visit my brother Quinn in the summertime. And their families were good friends, visited each other. And that's how I met Grammy. She was here one summer and just met her by going to Rowan Anna's house, I guess.
Did you like her right away, or that wasn't until after you came
Not
back
too
from
much.
Germany?
Not too much interest in her right away.
Okay.
After I came back from Germany, she was more interesting.
I wonder what changed. Had she just grown up a little and she was kind of more,
Yeah, matured more.
like y'all were too young when you first met her, in other words?
Too young, yeah.
Okay. Do you know how old you were when you met her? I mean, it was before you were, like, were you
Yeah,
maybe a
14.
teenager?
Yeah, 14
Okay.
or so.
Okay. Okay. Wow. And she would have been like 2 years younger. She was
Yeah.
just 12 or
Yeah,
something.
she was very young.
So you were just kids, basically, almost
just
older
children,
kids
yeah.
when you met.
Yeah,
Because your Quinn was a lot older than you and Anna was a lot older than Mom.
yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool, huh?
About 9 years older, maybe. Quinn was 9 years older than I was.
Right. Okay.
So, in the summer, and when you would visit you would visit Quinn. Grammy would visit who?
Anna and Ro. Anna was Mama's sister.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anna was Grammy's sister.
Okay.
All right.
There weren't vacations on the beach as much back then. People went to visit each other in the summer
Yeah.
for a week or two or something.
Where did Quinn and Seal live? I know where Ro and Anna lived. They lived on Eugene. Where did Quinn and Seal live?
Just off Perkins Road on Pliny Street.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Hmm.
Okay. That's by all the Philosopher Streets, I think, isn't it?
Not too far from where Ro and Anna lived on Eugene Street.
Yeah.
That same neighborhood.
Okay. Wow. Could you pick out the house?
Could I pick it out? Yes.
Okay. Well, you have to show us. And that's where they lived until they moved to Meadowlee?
Yes.
Okay.
What
And I
was
think the house is still there.
Okay.
your first car?
What was my first car? I think it was a 1949 Ford two-door sedan. It was light green in color.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
And I got that about a year before I got married.
So
I had-
1949 or so? I got married in 50.
Maybe, yeah. I finished LSU in 49 in engineering, and in 50 in education. So I probably had it at the beginning of 49 or late 48.
Okay.
And I had it at LSU with me.
And you drove it back and forth to Bourlandville to visit your family?
Yeah,
Your mom and dad bought it for you?
yeah.
Okay. Is that the car that your cousin was talking about? That you weren't supposed to let other people ride in the car with you?
No, that was the different car.
That was a different car. He's got a good story.
That was Mom and Daddy's car.
Oh, all right. Huh. So did you have that first car for very long?
Oh, I'd say about 2 years. We
Okay.
lived in Creole, and the roads were covered with shell. And the dust from the shell was white. This Ford had very poor fitting front doors. And the dust from the shell road would come up into the car while you drove it,
Horrible.
and it was awful.
Ugh,
So we got a car that had well-sealed doors,
good.
which was a Plymouth, a 1950 Plymouth,
Nice.
and that solved the problem.
Yeah.
What was your first paid job when you were a kid?
My first paid job.
Or your first paid job that you got.
I suppose it was picking cotton. And that job didn't last but half a day,
Oh,
because I learned all I needed to know about picking cotton in half a day. I picked 10 pounds, got paid 5 cents, and quit picking cotton.